notice, and this is the typical copyright. We continue with mathematics syllabus for CSEC 2018. As of now, December 2025, this syllabus has not been revised, but there are plans to change the structure of this exam from 2028 and onwards. And currently, there are a few pilot projects being conducted in a few Caribbean countries. The syllabus remains unchanged. The content of the syllabus remains unchanged. The two main planned changes for the CSEC level math exam are: one, split the exam into two parts, and two, there will no longer be any alternative sections. All sections will be tested. Schedule of videos, as you are aware by now, from these first three sections, all 51 videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. Please make good use of them. Section 4, measurement, 5 of those have been published. Section 5, statistics, 5 of those have been published. Section 6, algebra, 7 of those have been published. We are now at section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This is the 14th of 26 videos. After that, of course, we go on to geometry and trigonometry by March 2026. And then finally, vectors and matrices, section 9 by April-May 2026. Please note this disclaimer down here. This schedule is just a projection and it is not to be taken as a contract with anybody. Reminder again that section 1, all 33 videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety, especially since this section forms the foundation on which the rest of the syllabus is based. Reminder, you need to know the times tables from 2 to 12, especially since calculators are not allowed in paper 1. Back to the section 1. Some of these videos are even applicable in the primary schools and can be made use of by students, by teachers for the inverted classroom, and even by parents. Well, more so by parents. As an example, video 6 deals with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of whole numbers. That is work that primary school children do in grades 3 and 4. But before that, before you could add, subtract, multiply, and divide whole numbers, you have to know about place values. So that is an even earlier video. And then it talks here about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of decimals. Furthermore, addition and subtraction of fractions, video 8, and then multiplication and division of fractions, video 9, and so on. This is work that is done in grades 4, grades 5, grade 6 in primary school. So even in the primary school, videos from this section can be effectively used. Section 2, consumer arithmetic, all 12 of those videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 3, all 6 of these videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 4, some of these have been published in their entirety, the others only partially. If you do need to have full access to those that are only partially published on YouTube, please see directions in the description below. Same thing applies for section 5. These are published on YouTube in their entirety, the others only partially published. Please see directions in the description below if you need to have full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 6, algebra, 7 of these videos are published on YouTube in their entirety, especially since most learners seem to have a lot of problems with algebra. And then the others are partially published. Again, the same principle applies. Please see directions in the description below if you need to have full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This is where we are right now. Before we go on, we're just reminding you of recommended math textbook, especially these last two down here, shown on this slide. Note this disclaimer down here: I get no financial or other benefits from the sale of these books. And also, there is a website with AI interactivity that deals specifically with past CSEC math questions only from paper 2. Please visit it and make good use of it, since it is extremely important that you become familiar with how CSEC sets its questions for paper 2 and what will be considered good or correct answers to such questions. This is the URL for that website, and this is the home page here. That URL will be in the description below in this video, so you can easily click on it and be redirected to this website. Also, this formula sheet that you see on the left here is provided for CSEC math examination papers. It is included in the syllabus. Just in case you don't have a full syllabus, you can download it from the link in the description below. This is the top part of that formula sheet. I'm stating the obvious: you don't need to memorize these formulae, but of course, as you use them, you will remember some of them. And this is the below part of that same formula sheet. It is important that you understand that while you do not need to memorize these formulae, you do need to know when and how to use them. Section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. We have completed all 5 of these objectives on this page, and then on this next page up to objective 9 completed, and on this next page up to objective 13 completed. So we are now here at objective 14. Just so you could keep track of where we are and where we need to go. That will take us there up to objective 17, and then we go up to objective 20 on that page, and then up to objective 22 on that page, and finally up to objective 26, which brings us to the last objective in this section. So you know where we are, objective 14, and where we need to reach, objective 26. So we are back here. We have completed these 13 videos. Those are published in their entirety. The others only partially published. When I finish video 14, this will be partially published. So objective 14, it says draw a graph to represent a linear inequality in 2 variables. The good news is that you already know how to do most of this. Recall from objective 6 in the same section 7, draw graphs of linear functions. And we had to draw especially this one. Those other 2 are special cases of this one. So we did a lot of work on that. And then objective 13, which was the last one, represent the solution of linear inequalities in 1 variable. And I told you in that video that for objective 14, we will have to deal with 2 variables. So this is where we are right now. At that point, for objective 13, we were talking about set notation, number line, and specifically graphs. So we looked at all of those before objectives 6 and 13 in this section. Now we will extend especially objective 6, this one here. So instead of saying y is equal to mx plus c, that equal there, we will now change it to either less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. And remember, we will have two variables. We will have y and we will have x. So that is what we are doing for this objective. Recall also when we had to draw graphs of linear functions. This one here to be specific. So we begin here just as a reminder, because if you know how to do that, then what we have to do for this objective becomes very easy. Example 1, this was example 1 in objective 6. And we had to draw that equation. Just a reminder, how do you draw that equation? Well, you get the ordered pairs, like what you have here. This will be the domain. That will be the range. You get two axes, scale them out, and plot the graph. That is what we did for objective 6. Now for this objective, instead of equal to, we will change that to less than, or even less than or equal to, or greater than, and then greater than or equal to. So let's see how that will look like on a graph. So this is example 1 for this objective. Draw a graph to represent the linear inequality y is less than 2x plus 4. Firstly, we need to find at least 3 points to draw the equality graph. Y is equal to 2x plus 4. So we need the ordered pairs, which would be this. We saw this before. Now, we need at least 3 points. I have here 4. So I will use those 4 points and plot the graph. Now, here it says equal to. So I need a solid line there. But we are not dealing with the equality. We are dealing with the less than. And this is why this is not a solid line. The line is broken or dashed since it does not include the equal part. Now that we have that, we need to decide which side of that line to shade. So we will use 2 test points on either side, well, one on either side, to see which one satisfies the condition of the inequality y is less than 2x plus 4. So if we choose this point here, 2, 5, we substitute it in the inequality, we find that 5 is less than 8. So any point you choose on this side here, below right, will satisfy that inequality. Let's choose another point on that side. Here, we are choosing -1, 10. Substitute that in the equation and we get 10 is less than 2. Well, obviously that is false. So we will not choose any point over here. However, all points over here, excluding the line, will satisfy the inequality. So all we have to do now, finally, shade the area that satisfies the condition of the inequality y is less than 2x plus 4. So you shade this area. And it includes everything going that way and coming down this way. It's just that our graph cannot accommodate that. So this shaded area is y is less than 2x plus 4. Any point in the shaded area and beyond, as I said, this way or that way coming down here, meets the requirement of this inequality, y is less than 2x plus 4. So that is what we will do. Note the line itself, y is equal to 2x plus 4, is not part of the answer, and therefore it is in dashed or broken lines. Okay, that was example 1. So we have the principle that we will use for all the others. If you find this video useful or interesting, please like and share. That is to say, like and share. You may also consider subscribing to this channel.